So I'm back with another video. It hasn't been that long because I decided to post the Jennifer video on Saturday. So yeah, today on this Tuesday we are talking about frick, why am I forgetting the name of my own character? Lilac. So, Lilac, why can I not think of anything to say? So Lilac is a very important character. She's basically the true main character. And by that, I mean she is very important to the story. She is basically the entire reason her family is in danger. So, like, what happened was she got drunk one night because she's herself, and she decided it'd be a good idea to drive home, while intoxicated. Not a good idea, because she ended up accidentally, killing 2 people, or 3 people. I keep on forgetting that it's 3 people now. And those 3 people were Performer's mom, Performer's dad, and Performer's sister. Basically, Performer's entire family, except for, one person, but I'll get into that later. So, yeah, I'm already getting into story, and it's, not even, a few minutes into the video. So, yeah, Lilac is a wolf, because she is actually related to the family, unlike the rest of the people. Or not the rest of the people, unlike Velvet and Jennifer. Frick, I dropped my stylus. But yeah, unlike Velvet and Jennifer, she's actually related to the family. So, yeah, very much alcoholic and drug addict. She's trying to get better, but she's not really succeeding in that. Trying to think. I suck at this. So main part of the story that I went over on Saturday in Jennifer's video was that, so after Clover finds Velvet and Jennifer's dead bodies, she runs out, very distraught, and then she runs into flippin' Lilac's group. Well, some of the members, most of the members of Lilac's group, which is Lilac herself, Rain, and Claire. Ice is not there, because the reason Lilac's group is out and about is because Ice just decided to dip and just ditch the group, which, Lilac's having none of that. She's not letting her child brother, barely child, Ice is 17, just leave by himself whenever there's a murderer out on the loose that specifically wants to kill them. So yeah, that's the reason they're out. They run into Clover, physically run into, Clover just runs into Lilac on accident, and then boom, end of the chapter, end of Clover's POV chapter. So I've been trying to think about how Rain and how Rain and Claire end up in the group, And, so, spoiler alert, not really, because it's my own story, so I can spoil it if I want. I'm not trying to hide anything anymore. So spoiler alert, Claire is evil and is working for Performer, because she is actually related to Performer. They all know that she's related to Performer. It's not like it's some secret, but they were just like, we can't really judge a book by its cover, now can we? They should have. But yeah, I imagine Claire was just like, hey, look, the people I'm supposed to kill. And then just kind of stuck with them. And then how Rain joined, he probably was just like, oh, look, a pretty girl. And then just kind of stuck around. You would think Rain is, like, very gay, but apparently he's not. That, or he's just trying to deny the fact that he's gay. Internalized homophobia. So yeah. I'm trying to look at my bullet points. So yeah, Lilac is basically dating Clover. I don't know if they actually become a thing or not. They probably will. But, like, who knows? This story is still a work in progress. So, yeah. As mentioned before, Lilac is Ice's older sister. A much older sister. Lilac is, like, 27, maybe around 30. Who knows? I should, but, like, I don't. So, like, she's, like, the oldest of the group. I think the only one that comes close to her, well, they're all pretty close in age, because, like, mainly because we started shipping, like, a lot of characters with each other. I was just like, don't really want Lilac to be that much older, because then it'd be kind of weird, in my opinion. So, yeah. Frick. Let me get this line good. So, yeah, being Ice's older sister and also being in a family that's being threatened by a sociopathic serial killer, Lilac is very protective of Ice, and it's just like, yeah, no, you're not dying, because they have other family members, like their mother, father, and, like, probably 2 other siblings that are already dead, because Performer exists, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm not losing you two. Why are you running away? Don't run away. There's a sociopathic serial killer coming out to get us. So yeah. Ice is a very rebellious teen. Also very angsty teen. That's, like, his entire personality. So, I mentioned Claire earlier. So, Claire is a character that is related to Performer. And so she is not very good. She be kind of evil. So, yeah, Lilac was, like, the only one that did not really trust Claire. Frick, wrong layer. That did not really trust Claire. But, like, no one listened to her, because they were all just like, hey, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And then Lilac's just like, okay, I guess you're right. Claire's betrayal takes place after Lilac dies. Because I think it just, because then it's just like, dang it, we should have listened to Lilac. And she's already dead, so they're just like, dang it, why couldn't we have just listened to Lilac? So, speaking of her death, so Lilac died trying to protect, or not trying, but she did protect Clover from Performer. So Performer, how he does his stuff is he only mainly targets the people in the family. If you are not in the family, he usually won't bother you unless you're getting in the way. If you are getting in the way, he'll usually just quickly kill you because he doesn't really have any, like, malice against you. So, like, a gunshot, usually. Well, that's not really a quick death, but, like, quicker than what he usually does. So, how that was happening is Clover is not related to the family, obviously, because we ship her with a bunch of people in the family. So, and Performer basically deemed her as getting in the way, so he attempted to kill her by, shooting her. But Lilac wasn't gonna let that happen. So she, quickly pushed Clover out of the way and got shot. Now, Performer wasn't trying to kill Lilac. Yes, he wants her dead, but one, he wanted her death to be a lot more brutal since she's the one that, caused the death of his parents. And two, he was wanting to keep her alive for longer so that she could witness the death of all of her loved ones. So Performer is just like, well, frick. Did not mean to do that. So yeah, Performer not so happy, which, good, he doesn't deserve to be happy, even though I do ship him with someone, and it's a very fluffy ship for some reason, which, okay. So I guess we do kind of want Performer to be happy for some reason, even though he's a sociopathic serial killer that has, no remorse for his actions. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So, yeah, he did not mean to kill Lilac, and he was actually very sad that he killed Lilac because he wanted her to suffer. Which, bad reason for not wanting to kill someone. So, trying to think. But yeah, that's how Lilac dies at the moment. Could definitely change later, because this story is still so much of a work in progress that I don't even know what plot points will stay and which plot points will go. But yeah, for now, Lilac dies protecting Clover, which, is basically how she was in life as well. Just protecting her loved ones. So design choices. So as stated in a previous video, I cannot remember what video, this sheet. Oh yeah, hold on. So yeah, as stated in a previous video, Lilac is the spade. So she has a lot of spade designs on her. Probably a bit too many spade designs, but hey, unless you know what's going on in her design, you don't know that it's a spade. So yeah, a lot of spade designs. She's always been this kind of purpley, she's always been white and black with a purple tint. And one of my friends pointed out that I say white and black, and the reason I say that is because it's not black and white, because, it's not flippin' black and white, because she's primarily white. So yeah, she's always been like this. She used to be evil, which, like, didn't all my characters used to be evil? But yeah, she used to be evil. She used to kill Jennifer, which, like, it was a really bad reason why she killed Jennifer, but, like, aren't all reasons to kill someone bad? Well, that's kind of situational. But, so yeah, she used to kill Jennifer, but then it was kind of figured out, like, why she was the way that she was, and she started becoming sympathetic. I'm like, you know what, she's not anymore. She's a main character. So yeah. Frick, I don't have it on alpha lock. But yeah, so she used to be an antagonist. She is no longer an antagonist. I was going to keep, like, the fact that she killed Jennifer, but I didn't, because it just didn't make any more sense. It didn't make sense anymore, so yeah. I'm trying to remember other things, but it's kind of hard. There's not much more to say about Lilac. I thought there would be, since she's so important to the story, but, like, I guess not. She used to have stitches on her mouth for some reason. I'm just now remembering that design choice. She used to also have kind of what I call, like, crocodile jaws, where the teeth would be, like, on the outside of the lip, which, like, was a cool design choice, but that's also really hard to animate sometimes, and I wanted to make the designs more animation friendly, even though that didn't really work out in some cases. Looking at you, Performer. But that's just part of his character now. Performer is just supposed to be hard to animate. So yeah, that's about all I have to say about Lilac. So yeah.